Hello everybody, I'm Chantel and welcome to the 2023 Music City Open presented by Lone Star Disc. In this video, we are doing a mic'd up practice round and I'm going to be showing you the new layout for the FPO division. So starting off with hole one, it's a par 4, 646 feet. We got these nice, huge tee pads. And this is actually a pretty tricky hole, especially with this wind because it's coming from the right to the left and there's OB all on the left there. So I'm just going to throw my D3, put it on a little bit of turn and hopefully it doesn't get caught by the wind and brought into OB. Oh, that's gonna be so good. That's exactly where I wanna land. So to the edge of the circle, it's around 278. And as you can see, there's a big tree line here. So you wanna get something around with either a forehand or a backhand turnover. Let's try a turnover with the F5. Oh, it's pretty tailwindy. Yeah, it's just stabling out. I need something flippier. Okay, let's try a D4. It's trying. All right, sit there. Well, we have a putt. Probably not an easy putt, but. Okay, so there is OB long, but it probably shouldn't be an issue. Yeah, we just needed more turn. I think it was the correct distance, but that wind is tricky. Easy par, can't complain about that. I feel like that is a good starting hole. It's difficult, but still birdieable. You just have to have like 2 perfect drives. Robbie C, everybody. Hole 2 is 608 feet, par 4. This used to be hole 4, pretty sure, but they moved the basket further back, so it's like where the MPO's basket was last year. And I think they moved the pad up. So some good changes. So we have OB all on the left and the right. So you just gotta stay in the fairway. Being a little bit more right is probably better, so you have a better angle towards the basket. Oh, that'll be, if you just stop right there, that'll be a nice spot. So the wind is like, it's confusing because it feels like a headwind, so you don't want to throw something too understable. But then since it's pushing this way, right when it gets to the under part of your disc, it picks it up and it shoots it that way. We have about 300 to the pin. I would have liked to be more that way, but this is fine. It's just like a hyzer. So I'm gonna throw my F3. It's kind of flippy. I'm just gonna put it on the hyzer and hope it goes right to the basket. Come on. Oh, I got really lucky there. I filtered through all these trees and got inside the circle. I did not warm up my putts today, so let's see how this goes. Oh, online. That's what matters. Boop. All right, I would like to birdie that one, but a par is still a good score. Hole 3, this is a new hole this year, 277 feet, par 3. As you can see, there's just a ton of trees, Mando on the right, and I think that it's some type of overstable flex shot, but we're gonna see. We'll try a couple. So I doubt I'm gonna get through the first try. Oh, that was way too high. Hey, but it's in the middle of the fairway. There we go. Oh, hey, look at that. It's a lefty sidearm.
Lefty sidearm, what we've been seeing is literally just trying to go like slight turnover. Don't even worry about it fading
and then
through
you
the
putt.
left gap. and then trust the putt. Like, like an M4 or something.
Yeah, let's try it. So just a straight,
Yeah,
let's see if Robbie
don't even
knows.
worry about it fading.
Oh, there's a tree there. But I do get that. That is probably the way to go. So I threw 4 shots and I think 1 was good. I think 1 got through. It's just like such a tricky angle. And these trees are like perfectly placed for right where your disc is like coming in on an anhyzer. But we are going to my good shot. So we're gonna pretend that I just threw the best shot first. Oh, it lifted. Still got a par. Well, that's what you do when you take your better shot. You miss your putt. So as you can probably notice, most of the holes are different and it is like very different from last year. From here on out, most of the holes are changed. There's a couple that are the same, but the layout is totally different. And I think that the changes are really good for the FPO division. Hole 4 is a par 5, 814 feet, definitely a birdieable hole. So what you have to do is you have to do a placement shot. There is 2 gaps that you want to try and land your disc, and then it's kind of just another hyzer and then a little hyzer into the pin. Easy birdie. Up the hill. Okay, I think we'll be good there. Tricky footing. So one of the tricky things on this course is since there's a lot of par 4s and 5s, a lot of your footing isn't perfect. So you're on a slope, you're throwing with elevation. So that's definitely part of the difficulty here. So this is like a really good spot. You could push it more, but then you have more of like a hyzer. So this is actually really great because now I can just throw like a full distance shot straight up the gap. That is fine. It'd be nice to get a little bit more distance on that second shot. One thing for me is I need a lot of practice with my run-ups in fields with up and down slopes because it just gets in my head and I take it's like 50% power when it comes out. So 220 to the basket, but it does slope behind pretty big. So you don't want to come in with too much speed. 220. Let's try getting a mid to just fall nice and soft. Oh, that's not. Okay, it's pretty uphill. I have to remember that. Maybe I should throw a fairway. We'll see how this ends up. Ends up? I don't know. Oh, okay. I think that's good. It was only 220 to the basket there. And usually at that range I would throw a putter. But I threw a mid and it was still short. So I think the uphill really plays a factor. So I'm gonna probably throw a fairway. Yeah, as you can see, oh yeah, this is short. I could probably get this there. I just have to give it more height and a little bit more juice, but I threw this nice and easy and it skipped up almost bullseye. So I think that's what we'll do. That was a good catch. All right, definitely a birdieable hole. It's hot. It's really weird going from this really cold in Canada in this past tournament we just did and coming here and it's in the 80s and humid. I'm not complaining though. I'd rather take this.
Sure sounds like you're complaining.
Hole 5's 587 feet, par 4. This is a tricky hole because you have to have the perfect placement to the gap and then the upshot, they moved the basket further around the corner, so it's pretty tricky to get there. That was too straight. Okay, that's not bad. So I believe this gap's 180 feet from the tee and the pin used to be like up here. So you could go to the short one and have like a tricky upshot. But now it's like way back there. So that's not really an option. This D4, I didn't turn it enough. So, I mean, it would have been okay. I would have had a gap still, but this is much better. I have more of like a sidearm or a turnover to the basket, which I think the play here is just to be safe. I don't think I'm really gonna get to this hole. I could, but I don't wanna risk it. There's a lot of OB. Okay, we're gonna try and do a turnover with the H7. Yeah, I have a big jumper from there. I just want to stay in bounds. All right, so I'm in the middle of C2. That's really not that bad, but this putt's also kind of scary to run because there's OB all behind the basket. This is not friendly wind for a putt. That was close. Give it a little bid. See, I'm getting a little bit better with that anhyzer release when the wind's pushing to the left. Since my putters are stable, the wind gets underneath and just like throws them to the left. So gotta release it on a bit of the anhyzer. So tricky hole, birdieable, but I think I would really like a par on that one. Hole 6 is a par 5, 849 feet. They changed this hole a little bit. It's still kind of the same. You're shooting up to the corner, but they pushed the basket way back. So it's it's doable, but it is tricky because there is a lot of OB. This course is just full of OB. We have a very strong tailwind, so there's also a lot of space to the left, and the more left you are, the better. So let's try get across the OB and land in a good spot. Okay, I could throw harder than that. I would like to land more left because now I'm really pinched. There's OB all along the left side, and you definitely don't want to be in those trees. They might be OB, I'm not sure. But I'm just gonna throw a sidearm and try to get to the middle because I don't want to mess with a tailwind anhyzer. Is that too far, do you think?
It looked good to me.
So now I'm thinking, maybe it's more of like a stable mid-range or fairway so I can get more left because then it opens up the fairway. If you come with me, you can see the basket is perfectly straight right here. So that would be really helpful actually. There is OB to the right, so you really gotta be careful. Oh, and I pushed long into OB. I thought that was perfect. Okay, I guess slower and stable. That's better. I'm deeming this a par hole because it is tricky. That second shot is a placement shot, so you can't get like, well, I can't get that big distance that I want. Maybe if the wind's right and I can swing like an anhyzer out here. But with my sidearm, I don't think I'm going to be getting in the circle for this one. Oh, online. That's good. So, if you didn't notice, this is our first time using our mics. Look at that. Aren't we professional?
Hopefully they work.
We probably just recorded this whole video with no audio. I feel like that's easier than some of my tap-ins. Should I just start?
How does that work?
I don't know. Another new hole. And this is cool. They built this huge platform and we're looking over all these plant thingies. But it's downhill, 436 feet. It's a par 3. And I think this is one of like the cool new signature holes.
Oh yeah, says who?
Me. Just gonna take this less stable D3, kind of punch it out to the right, and hopefully it doesn't fade too much. Just have it fade right into the circle. Fade. Yep. There we go. I don't know how good that is because I don't really know where the basket is, but we're gonna see. It was a good shot. I mean, I would like it closer because it's a kind of a death putt. It goes downhill. There's OB all around. Oh, you know what? Hole 8, 315 feet, par 3. This is a really nice hole. You just gotta throw something uphill with a little bit of turn, get it up there for a putt. I really like this hole. Oh, I didn't give it enough, but it's up there. So I'm not that impressed with the shot. I could have definitely got some more distance, but we're just gonna try and give it a little run. Easy par. Hole 9, par 3, 327 feet. This is another really good hole. OB all up the right, OB behind the basket, but it's pretty downhill, so you don't want to come in too fast because you will skip OB. It's a good hole. I'm gonna throw my MX3, try and get a little bit of turn, see how it goes. Oh, not enough turn. But if he gets through that, oh, well, that worked out great. I didn't think I put enough turn on it, but it's right. I think it's short of the circle though, but I think that's probably better than going long. But let's throw a fairway. See that? If it sits, it's good, but I think it's gonna go OB. Ooh, it's close. I'm just gonna go mid, stay safe, have a putt at it, maybe get a 2 instead of a circle 3 or 4. So my MX3, it's a little short, and then my F3, it is short of the OB, but that's kind of scary because you get a little bit of your tournament arm going, and it's OB. So I think we're gonna stay safe with the mid. Oh, I would say that razzed me, but it was after I threw. There is OB behind the basket, so running the putts are a little bit scary. I was just showing you what could happen if you miss, and it might go OB. But now that I just missed that putt, I am confident that I would stay in bounds so I can run at it and feel okay about it. Oh, okay. See, we got a birdie. We got a birdie with the fairway. That always makes you want to throw it again because you know you can get the birdie with it. But it's just, it's too dangerous. Look at how cute this is. They have like a little waterfall, little stream. It's fresh. You can just take a swig right out of the, right out of the stream. Hole 10's a par 3, 285 feet. I'm pretty sure this is the same hole as last year, but they elevated the pin. You just have a little gap to hit and hopefully an easy putt. I'm gonna throw my F5, see if I can get up there. It does play a little uphill, I think. Oh, that was so close. I think we're good. Well, I'm a little short. It is uphill. See, I could try and throw it harder, but also I don't want to sacrifice any accuracy. If I hit this putt, we'll throw this one. Okay, F5's the way to go.
So you're telling me if you make a putt The drive is perfect.
Yeah.
If you don't make a putt, then you question the drive.
Exactly. Because now I have confidence. I just birdied that with my F5. Did I not?
That's true, yeah.
I'm like, okay, so I can do this.
That makes sense. Okay, so we're more than halfway through the course. How are you feeling about it?
I really like it. I think the changes are really good for the FPO. A lot of attackable holes, but a lot of placement shots. So depending where you land, that is going to determine if you can get to the basket, get your birdie, or hopefully you can par. Because a lot of these holes, I think that you can have one shot that's not perfect, but you can still get up and down for your par. Hole 11, par 3, 270 feet. We have a beautiful green. There's just like tiers of rocks right up to the pin. And it's kind of like a turnover, maybe a sidearm, but I can't reach it. So we're gonna go a nice little turn. I'm gonna throw my F5 again. Just try to punch it straight and hope to get a little lucky through the trees. Ooh, we got a little bit of a headwind. Oh, it feels amazing. Yeah, I thought I was gonna flip too much. I think being on the right side is better than the left. Okay, I'm gonna try more stable, more height. There we go. Oh, it's still so short. So my F5 kind of turned over too much. This is an easy pitch up for a par, but I would like to get a putt at this one. Close. Look at this green. It's so nice. Definitely a birdieable hole. Just gotta give it a little bit more power, a little more height. Hole 12 is a par 4, 429 feet. We have a different pin than the MPO. Theirs is much longer, so glad we're not doing that. Tricky gap, but you gotta go uphill and then it's around the corner. All right, it would be nice to be more left, but I'm not gonna mess around with that gap. I got through it, we're good. Edge of the circle is 200 feet away. I'm going to try and do a sidearm. Well, that was too wide. It's too scary getting close to those trees. Let's do a turnover. All right, give it some height. Don't be scared. There is some OB behind the basket though, but I do want to know I can get to this basket. Do you think it's good? Okay. We're just gonna do sidearm because you don't want to be in there. It would have been okay, but I just turned it too much. There we go. You don't need to get in the circle for a birdie, guys.
You just need really long putts to make them.
Really long putts are really, really fun, but why are they so much harder to do when you're in a tournament? I feel like I think too much about it. I'm like, okay, wind's doing this, gotta put it here, and then I just miss. There, I hardly think, and then it just goes in. Hole 13, par 4, 526 feet. Another very birdieable hole, but it's all about the placement. You have like a 15-foot spot that you have to land to get a good shot to the basket. So let's do it. Sit right there. Okay, that can be perfect or it could be terrible. This was almost perfect. I would like to be here, so push a little bit more straight, but it's still fine because I just have like a hyzer to the basket. Okay, I really don't know. Okay, this was an okay shot. The wind kind of got under it and pushed it, but I would not be too mad with this. Would like to get this hole though. So we're just gonna big putt it in. You can't be overly confident because then it doesn't work. All right, another tap and par. We need to be getting some birdies. Hole 14's par 3, 315 feet. It's just straight down there, OB right. You could take the forehand if you don't want to play with the right OB, which I'm not gonna do. I'm just gonna throw straight down. All right, we're in the middle. That's okay. I did not realize how tight this is, so I think maybe going sidearm and just staying out and hopefully getting a putt is probably a good idea. But yeah, this is just a layup. Can't really do anything from here. There's a big thing in my way. There's a huge storm coming, so if we don't get all the holes, I'm really sorry, but we'll go over the rest of the holes in the hotel where it's not thunderstorming. Hole 16 is a par 3, 305 feet. This is one of their new holes, and it is a really cool hole. You're throwing kind of downhill, and there is OB all around, so it is an island hole. There is water to the left, but you don't really have to worry about that too much. I threw my D3 here, but the headwind totally turns it over, but it hits a tree and I'm inbounds. This is also a really hard putt because it's super sloped, and if you hit the basket, it could be a really bad roll away. Hole 17 is a par 3, 355 feet. This is another new hole where you're throwing across the water, and we had a really big tailwind, so I threw my H7 and it faded out into a nice spot. You can definitely go long OB, and also the putt is kind of scary on this one too because there's OB all around the basket. Hole 18 is a par 5, 723 feet. This one you want to just get as much distance off the tee as you can. You want to be more left than you are right, because if you go right, it makes the hole longer. And if you're left, you have like this nice straight gap right to the pin. So it's another full distance drive. And then here's where my second drive landed, and I'm still like 230 from the pin. So I just threw a mid-range, and I was still outside the circle. So it definitely plays longer than what it is. Okay, once again, I am so sorry that we could not finish the video. I'm really upset about it, but what can you do? So we just wanted to know how you enjoyed this style of content. Would you rather the mic'd up practice rounds, or do you like just our regular travel vloggy style content? So that is all for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye!